It's, I guess, a virtual travel agent in your pocket, so travel planning and booking via Messenger.
Yeah, that's correct.
So what's your thesis for this? What's wrong with online travel that you're solving?
Yeah, well, I'm going to talk about LOLA V1, and then I'll mention briefly LOLA V2, which comes out at the end of the summer, which is you could describe it as a pivot or refocusing. It's going to be quite different from what's in the App Store now. The original thesis for LOLA was that people like texting and they like messaging, and they spend more time messaging and their phone, whether it's through texting, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, whatever the app is, they spend more minutes a day doing that than they do using apps. So we did an experiment. We had the first messaging app for LOLA where we have 15 agents. They're scheduled 24/7 around the clock. And one week I asked them to text back to our customers and say, can I call you on the phone? And one week we messaged every single customer, and only one customer wanted to do a phone call. Messaging works really well. I mean, this morning I was in an Uber. I was in Dublin last night. I flew red-eye from Boston. I arrived in Amsterdam this morning, and I hauled out my LOLA app, and I typed, I just landed in Amsterdam. Can you please call the hotel and see if I can check in early? And I didn't want to be on the phone, so in the back of an Uber. But the fact that I can just send one sentence, and an agent on the other side of the world calls the hotel and negotiates to get me in a room as soon as I walk in, it's pretty cool.
But you also said though that you're planning a V2 or you use the word pivot. Usually when companies use the word pivot, that means that V1 didn't go quite as planned.
Yeah, my team hates when I say pivot, but
what didn't go right? Or
it's more, there's two things I learned from LOLA. The first one is I was on a trip in New York last fall, and I was flying home to Boston, but I was texting with a friend in San Fran, trying to decide when I can make it out to visit her. And I decided, and the plane was just about to take off, and I went on JetBlue, click, and I bought a Mint seat, which is pretty awesome way to fly across the U.S. these days. And then the plane took off, and then I felt guilty, like I cheated on LOLA, that I actually used an app from an airline instead of using LOLA. But in that moment, I realized that messaging is great,
find out.
But there are times when you want to do self-service. So that was a big lesson for me. And if LOLA is really trying to be the be-all, end-all for travel, we need self-service and messaging both. So that's one change.
Well, but do travelers really want to plan and book through messaging? I mean, it really forces curation. And there's a debate. I know it's a very popular term, but we've actually seen that travelers are not. They really like choice. They want to see everything.
Yeah, that's the second lesson I learned. The people who really love the LOLA vision are the people who travel a lot. Because if you travel twice a year, like most kayak customers do, LOLA's not going to be that exciting for you. But if you're on the road every week or every couple of weeks, and LOLA gets to know your preferences, it works unbelievably well. You can simply message and say, I need to go visit Airbnb. And literally that's all you type.